Welcome to the new construction online training module presented by USDA's Single Family Housing Guaranteed Loan Program. Newly constructed homes may be financed with the guaranteed program when they meet program requirements. A new dwelling is defined as one that is less than 1 year old and has never been occupied. This training module will discuss properties that have been built by a builder or developer and sold to a homebuyer after completion. Please refer to the Combination Construction to Permanent online training module for guidance pertaining to the agency's single close construction loan program. In this module, we will cover where the topic is found in the 7 CFR Part 3555 regulation and Handbook 1 3555. You will depend on these resources for answers often, so make sure you have them bookmarked for quick and easy access. This module also provides guidance on other key elements of the topic. Regulation 3555.202A states that new construction dwellings must meet the following requirements: be constructed in accordance with certified plans and specifications, and meet or exceed the IECC in effect at the time of construction. The lender must obtain and retain evidence of construction costs, inspection reports, certifications, and builder warranties that are acceptable to rural development. The Handbook Chapter 12.9b contains a matrix that more clearly illustrates these options and responsibilities. The lender's permanent loan file must contain evidence that the plans and specifications comply with applicable development standards. Acceptable evidence may be documented with any of the options outlined on this slide and described in the handbook. Form RD 1924-25 Plan Certification is an acceptable format to certify the construction plans and specifications. However, it is not a required agency form. Acceptable evidence of construction inspections must be retained by the lender using one of three options. Option 1, a certificate of occupancy issued by a local jurisdiction showing that it has performed at least 3 construction phase inspections and an acceptable 1-year builder's warranty. Or option 2, 3 construction phase inspections performed at each phase identified in Section 12.9b and a 1-year builder's warranty. Or the last option, number 3, is a final inspection and a 10-year insured builder's warranty. Builder backed 210 warranty fulfills the 10-year warranty requirement. The lender's file must contain evidence thermal standards meet or exceed the IECC in effect at the time of construction. Evidence of thermal standards are typically included in the plans and specs to which the dwelling is built. Documentation of conformance may be met by one of the following options. 1. A qualified registered architect or a qualified registered engineer may certify confirmation with IECC standards. Or 2. The builder may certify confirmation with the IECC standards. Or 3. The final inspection or certificate of occupancy issued by a local jurisdiction meets this requirement. The lender has the primary responsibility for all loan origination activities, including the review and retention of required construction documentation as outlined in Handbook 1 3555. However, the agency has the option to request additional documentation when deemed necessary. New home purchase transactions that cannot meet the minimum required plan certification, inspections, and warranty document requirements outlined in Handbook 12.9b are limited to a 90% loan to value. The lender may loan the one-time upfront guarantee fee in addition to the limiting 90% loan to value. Now let's review some FAQs that we have received from lenders regarding new construction loans. The lender obtained the following documentation for a new construction dwelling. 1. 3 construction inspections, including evidence a dwelling has been built to eligible codes and thermal standards. And 2. A 1-year builder's warranty. This property is eligible for guarantee. True or false? And the answer is true. Required evidence must meet 3555.202A in Handbook 12.9b. and the lender must retain all documents in their permanent loan file. The certificate of occupancy for the subject property is dated May 2024. The purchase contract is dated June 2025. This dwelling is considered new construction. True or false? And the answer is false. The dwelling has been completed for over 12 months. Therefore, this home is considered an existing dwelling and must meet HUD Handbook minimum property requirements. A final inspection and a 10-year insured builder warranty are acceptable to document evidence of construction inspections. True or false? And the answer is true. A final construction inspection, along with an insured 10-year builder's warranty, is sufficient evidence to document the dwelling's construction inspections. The following documentation has been obtained in regard to the dwelling's construction: one construction inspection and a 1-year builder's warranty. This dwelling is ineligible for guarantee. True or false? The answer is false. However, new construction homes without required construction documentation are limited to a loan to value of 90%. Which of the following may certify plans and specifications for a new dwelling? A licensed architect, professional engineer, local authorized building official, or all of the above? And the answer is all of the above. Licensed architects, professional engineers, and local authorized building officials are acceptable plan certifiers. In this scenario, the appraiser certifies that the subject property, completed less than 12 months ago and never occupied, meets HUD minimum property requirements per HUD Handbook 4000.1. This certification is acceptable in lieu of inspection requirements as outlined in Handbook 1, 3555, Chapter 12.9b. True or false? And the answer is false, because it is existing dwellings that must meet the HUD Handbook minimum property requirements, not new construction. New construction dwellings must comply with the requirements outlined in Handbook 1, 3555, Chapter 12.9b, and compliance must be documented. The agency may request construction documentation that is not required to be submitted under program guidelines in the following situations. A. The agency is performing a review of a newly approved lender. B. A loss claim request is being reviewed by the agency. C. The agency is conducting a periodic lender compliance review. Or D. All of the above. And the answer is D. All of the above. USDA does not require the lender to submit documentation not required under program guidelines on a routine basis. However, USDA may request documents when deemed necessary. In wrapping up this training, let's go over some great tools and resources that we have available to make navigating our single-family housing guaranteed loans even easier. A helpful resource is our FAQ document, which contains a variety of questions and answers submitted by our lending partners. It's updated frequently, so be sure to check back often for the latest information. Our USDA linked training and resource library provides our lending partners a wealth of key information, including current turn times, training, forms, checklists, and all of the resources necessary to successfully navigate through the single-family housing guaranteed loan process. Make sure that you sign up for Gov Delivery notifications if you haven't already done so. You can sign up for these notifications by clicking the link Subscribe to our emails under the Gov Delivery Updates heading near the bottom of this page. Gov Delivery provides email notifications on important program information such as policy changes, live training events, and GUS system issues. Additionally, you can find contact information for our operations team and all other support staff from the Contact Us section. Should you have a question on a file that has been submitted or would like to request a status, you will want to reach out to the processing team that handles the state where the property is located. Make sure you follow the helpful tips under the information to include an email heading when sending the email to ensure a faster and more accurate response. You always want to look for answers to your questions in the regulation and handbook first. But if you still have a question after reviewing your resources, we're always here to help. All policy and regulation questions should be sent to our Policy Analysis and Communications branch. If you would like to request additional program training, marketing, or outreach, contact our Lender and Partner Activities branch. For all other questions, please reach out to the appropriate guaranteed loan team. We believe the Single Family Housing Guaranteed Loan Program is a great option for low to moderate income rural home buyers. However, the success of this program depends on the strong partnership we have with our lenders. Thank you for your continued support and commitment to serving our rural communities. This will conclude the training module. Thank you and have a great day.